Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. So today we're going to be taking a look at the most recent Deck Builders Toolkit, which was released with the current large set, which is Amonkhet. So what they're doing now with these Deck Builders Toolkits, rather than getting one a year, because of the new 2-set block model, we're basically getting a Deck Builders Toolkit released to coincide with the release of the larger of the 2 sets. So in this case it's Amonkhet. I don't think the basic format of this toolkit's changed that much. I mean, you're still getting 285 cards, which you were getting way back when they first started releasing this product. We get the 125 semi-randomized cards. We get the 4 15 card booster packs from recent Magic the Gathering sets. Again, one bone of contention is basically how recent. So one of the big problems with these toolkits, and this has been going back since the first ones, is for some reason Wizards includes older boosters that are right on the line in terms of how much is left with respect to standard and the standard rotation. So we'll see whether they've managed to keep up that annoying trend. 100 basic land cards, including 25 full art basic lands. So anybody that saw the fat pack unboxing that I did will notice what they did with the fat pack is not all of the basic lands were full art. Some, a small amount were the full artwork. Generally one of each of the types of art, and then the rest were the regular basic land artwork. Deck Builder's Guide to Building the Best Magic Decks. I'm assuming what that does is that will highlight the different archetypes that are featured in these toolkits. I'll talk about how they come up with this semi-randomized business when I open the decks. Open this product. And the Magic Quick Reference card and a card storage box, which is essentially this. Actually, they have badged this up with the set as well. I don't know with the previous one. Let me just pull one in. So this is an earlier Deck Builders, a box basically. So this one had 285 cards in it, and it wasn't really badged up with anything particular. They sort of coincided very roughly with around the time of the core set, I think. There was some shifting around in the early ones, but now it's much more focused on, like I say, coinciding with the release of the larger of the 2 sets of a block. Now we're in the whole 2-set block model. Okay, let's open this up. These are always pretty well sealed. That shrink wrap on this is... Oops. Oh yeah, this thing. I forgot about this. So one thing they've been doing with this, I don't know when this started. I mean, I think it's been, I know we saw one when I did the last toolkit. So this is like a promotional brochure. I should have had the other one to hand actually, because we could see whether actually this has changed that much. So obviously what they're doing is this is a branding thing where they're heavily pushing the concepts of magic. Particularly community-based approach. Obviously they want people out there sort of actually playing the cardboard version of the game. I don't know if it actually mentions Magic the Gathering Online that much, I think. No, it does mention Jules. And there's social media stuff. There is a MTGO Tumblr reference there. But they don't seem to be pushing digital that much. It's going to be interesting actually to see what happens with digital, with the whole, you know, trying to leverage the branding into different areas. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we have our customary spacer. Let's see what we have here. So, well, that's good. At least we've got a pack from the most recent set. There's Amonkhet, Kaladesh, Ether Revolt, and Oath of the Gatewatch. Okay, well, that is a very strange thing to do. So the sensible thing from Magic's point of view, I think, would either be to give you maybe 2 Amonkhet packs, or do something from the sort of return to, was it Shadows over Innistrad block? But that's sort of bounced right back to Oath of the Gatewatch. So we'll open those in a moment. So we've got our part of our lands here. Oops. So obviously contains some non-basic lands. Okay. Here's our quick reference guide. Okay, so let's open up this, because this is our sort of guide to deck building. Okay, so on one side we have exactly that. We have a, let's just tear this. We have a how to build a deck. Okay, sort your cards. You can see that. Find your key cards, explore your options. Focus your deck. So this is really interesting. This is add your lands and play and refine your deck. So this is quite old school. This is your, you know, get hold of a sealed pool, however you want to do that. So open up your packs. They're talking actually specifically here about the toolkit, but it is very much focused on that whole sort of, you know, you've got a sealed pool of cards, in this case 285 cards, although, you know, some of these are basic lands, and then using that sealed pool, build the deck. And then I think they did this with the previous set actually. So all they've done is they've sort of highlighted the 5 colours of magic. But what they used to do in the toolkit, which I thought was really nice, is they would go over the sort of archetypes that you will get in this pack, which they don't seem to have done, which I find a little annoying. Okay, so what we'll do, I think, let's have a look at this. These 2 packs first. And my guess is this is the pack which has the... So there's a pack of cards here which are basically Evolving Wilds with 4 sets of 10 cards. I think it is. It's still the same. Where each of those represent a different archetype. And there's a pool of about 13 different archetypes that they pull from. And then in your deck Builder's Toolkit you get 4 of those basically, and then you also get 4 of these Evolving Wilds, so they're all sandwiched together in there. This pack is probably, for want of a better word, our sort of budget staples pack. So what they do is they tend to have, you know, useful cards in each colours and a few other things that sort of help build your decks. You know, give you what's the word I'm looking for? Utility. Basically, they're sort of utility cards. What they've also done is pulled out from this, although there is no core set anymore, they have this subset of cards which they produce each year now. These also are featured in, if you pull open those free packs that they give out, the free decks that they give out, they're like a sort of starter deck. I've got one over here actually. So this was one from here. So this was the 2016 one. This is Nightmare. There's a black white. I think this was actually from one of the dueling packs, whatever they're calling them now, where you get a couple of decks and you can, like, challenge someone to a game. So those had these core cards in them. So they do the same with the toolkits. It's the only way you can sort of get hold of these cards. They don't put them in any boosters. Okay. Land pack first. There we go. Right, let's just focus in on this so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly go through these. So these are sort of organised quite nicely by colour. So we're going to see straight away, you know, this repeating. So there's our, oops. So it looks like, what have we got here? Three lots of artwork for each of the colours. So I'm just going to go through. I think all this pack is, without just repeating ourselves here, is, yeah, it's the same all the way through. So this is all of our, you know, like standard artwork, if you like, for Amonkhet. They're pulling it from the Amonkhet set. So I think the next thing I'll do is open up this fella. This has got our non-basic lands in it. We haven't seen the full art lands yet, so my guess is they've added it to a pack. I don't know if it's the back. Oh, more land. Yeah, so this is a sort of more land and stuff pack. So we've got, this is obviously budget fixing, if you like, for 2 colours from Amonkhet. So we've got Forsaken Sanctuary, which fixes for white, black, Highland Lake, blue-red. Is that just one of those? That's interesting. It probably, second one will probably crop up later. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So a couple of Highland Lakes there for blue-red. These all enter the battlefield tap, but don't do anything else. You know, you don't, doesn't add any life to your life total, anything like that. Another Forsaken Sanctuary. So a couple of Foul Orchards, so they're fixing for black green, Stone Quarry red white, Woodland Stream green blue, a couple of those, Submerged Boneyard blue black, Cinder Barrens for black red, Timber Gorge for red green, Tranquil Expanse for green and white, Meandering River for white and blue. Oh yeah, so here's our full art. So got our plains, swamp, mountain, forest. So with 5 of these, the 5 colours, and there's, what is it, 20 here. So we're going to see 4 pieces of artwork. I don't think it's all the, or is it? Let me just see if we can do this. I'm curious as in here what you're actually getting in terms of the. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So the full art, the artwork is all the same, and then we're back to our regular, like non-full art stuff. Okay, so what they've done here, I don't know if you spotted that, that's an interesting twist. So we've actually got land artwork from the previous set for our non-full artwork lands. So there's a subset of this as well. Okay, so that's an interesting twist. I've not noticed that on the previous toolkit, but then I don't think they, obviously the previous one I don't think had, there was no full art lands in that one. Okay, so anyway, so essentially what you have there is really like 2 packs of art, 2 packs of land, one of them containing the regular artwork land, and then the other pack containing a mixture of regular art land from the previous set, and full art land, and non-basic lands. Okay, so let's open our sort of budget staples. I don't even know what you would really call this pack, but that's what it sort of seems to me. Oops. Not a very sticky. There we go. Okay, so with these as well, I think these sort of core 17, core 2017, whatever you want to call them now. These are the only rares, apart from what you're going to pull in these boosters, that you're going to see within this sort of semi-random element. Okay, so we've got Victory's Herald, which is in white. Actually, let's have a look at these things. These are the rares. 3 and 3 whites, 4/4 creature ranger with flying. Whenever Victory's Herald attacks, attacking creatures gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. Sphinx of Magosi, 3 and 3 blue for a creature Sphinx, 6/6 flying, 2 and a blue, draw a card, then put a +1/+1 counter on Sphinx of Magosi. Nightmare, we saw that in the 2016 version of this that I showed you at the start of the video. 5 and a black, so these look like they're all so far like 6 CMC stuff. It's like big creatures. Creature Nightmare Horse with flying. Nightmare's power and toughness are each equal to the number of swamps you control. So obviously, typically mono black. Shivan Dragon, 4 and 2 reds, another 6 CMC card. 5/5 flying. It's creature dragon, red. Shivan Dragon gets +1/+0 until end of turn, so it has 5 breathing. And then Garrick's Horde, 5 and 2 green, so this is 7 CMC. It's a creature beast with trample. It's 7/7. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. Do this only any time you would cast that creature card. You still pay the spell's cost. So now we're getting on to our sort of commons and uncommons here. So we've got Seer Angels in here, Stormfront Pegasus, Avery Mechanic, and you can see some of these are going to be from this core, others are going to be from more recent sets. Fanbearer from Amonkhet, Standing Troops, Graceful Cat, Divine Verdict, Fragmentize, Inspired Charge, Compulsory Rest. Moving on to our blue cards, starting with our uncommon, Air Elemental, Angler Drake, so I've got a couple of uncommons I think in each colour here. Nimble Innovator, Stealer of Secrets, Leave in the Dust, Tricks of the Trade, Negate, Malfunction, Essence Scatter, Revolutionary Rebuff, Singia Vampire, now we're moving on to black, and Griff Gifted Etherborn are our uncommons. Tattered Mummy from Amonkhet, there's a couple of those. Sometimes you get like 2 ofs with these sort of budget staples. Blood Hunter Bat, Painful Lesson, Daring Demolition, Untamed Hunger, Supernatural Stamina, Raised Dead is in here. That's in the core product. Brazen Scourge is now moving on to red. Hungry Flames, Thundering Giant, Bloodlust Inciter, Spireside Infiltrator, Cathartic Reunion, Hijack, Fling, Shock, there's 2 shocks, excellent. Arborback Stomper, so moving on to green now. Blossoming Defense, Druid of the Cowl, 2 of those. Rottweiler, Stalking Tiger, Wild Wanderer, Greater Sandworm, Wing Snare, Oakenform, and also you get some colourless cards here. We've got Filigree Familiar, which is uncommon. Renegade Map, there's a couple of those. Night Market Guard, a Renegade Freighter that you get, and an Iron Tread Crusher. So you can see as we went through that, we've got some stuff from Amonkhet, some stuff from Core, and then some stuff from the previous block, basically. So let's move on to this final part of our semi-random stuff. So this is the pack that contains the sort of 4 archetypes from the pool of around 13, I think it is. Evolving Wilds. So we're going to get a playset of Evolving Wilds here. Augmented Automaton, Implement of Malice, Dund Operative, World Automaton, Sweatworks Brawler, so we've got Improvise here, Wielding Sparks, Emerald Bruiser. So we've got very much sort of black-red cares about artifacts here. Unlicensed Disintegration, Enraged Giant, Inventor's Apprentice, so there's some uncommons as well. Next Evolving Wild, so we're moving on to our next one. Bastion Inventor, Improvise and Hexproof. Gearseeker Serpent, Metallic Rebuke, some more improvised stuff here actually. Consulate Skygate, Implement of Examination, Watchers of the Dead, Trophy Mage, Reverse Engineer, is this mono blue artifacts? Filigree Familiar, Pacification Array, Evolving Wilds, again, next one, Binding Mummy, Doom Dissenter, so this my guess is going to be white black zombies, I think. In a Trika's Name, yep. Festering Mummy, another Binding Mummy, Miasmic Mummy, True Heart Duelist, Wayward Servant, that's an uncommon there, and Lord of the Accursed, yep. Stir the Lands, next Evolving Wilds, Cartouche of Solidarity, mentions White Warriors, so let's see if this is some sort of white-red thing. Gust Walker, Get Crop Spearmaster, Cartouche of Zeal, Neff Crop Entangler, Emberhorn Minotaur, Trial of Solidarity, Honoured Crop Captain, so that's red, yeah, so it's red white warriors basically. Trial of Zeal, Arn Crop Crasher. So just to recap there, we've sort of got red white warriors, white black zombies. I'm not familiar with all these. This looks like some sort of mono blue artifact-y thing. And then is this red black artifacts? And someone's gonna have to enlighten me. I'm not too good on the more recent archetypes, I'm afraid. Okay, so let's move on to the pack, shall we? Let's just do these oldest to newest first. So we might get some cool. I mean, in terms of pulls, it's always, you know, it's all the same, you know, from my point of view, because I'm not particularly tied to standard. But if you were buying this toolkit with standard play in mind, then obviously stuff like this is going to be of concern to you, like, you know, how old are the packs? Okay. Imura Entangler, Arkham Flameseeker, Ondu War Cleric, Kozilek's Translator. I like that. That would look really cool in foil, I reckon, with that sort of effect there. Saddleback Lagak, Corpse Churn, Containment Membrane, Seer's Lantern, Core Sky Climber, Vampire Envoy, Prophet of Distortion. Of course, this was a set with Devoid in it. Thought Harvester. So we're moving on to our uncommons. Void Grafter, and our rare is Sylvan Advocate. So 1 and a green, 2/3 Vigilance. As long as you control 6 or more lands, Sylvan Advocate and land creatures you control get +2/+2. Elf Druid Ally. Full Art Forest, because of course that set also had full art in it. and an elemental token. So Kaladesh next. Spontaneous artist, Avery mechanic, Videlcan blade master, terror of the fairgrounds, live fast, ornamental courage, Dakara scavenger, I think that is, sage of Shalia's claim, accomplished automaton, foundry screecher. And I see another call with, I must track these down in foil because I don't know if you can see that. That's another one where if they got the falling right on that, that would potentially look really cool. Imperial Voyager. So moving on to our uncommons. Foundry Inspector. Minister of Inquiries. Captured by the Consular is our rare. So 3 in a white enchantment aura. Enchant creature you don't control. Enchanted creature can't attack whenever an opponent casts a spell. If it has a single target, change the target to enchanted creature if able. An island and a servo token. Okay, Ether Revolts next up. So, take into custody. Bastion Enforcer, Shock, Alley Strangler, Scrounging Bandar, Iron Tread Crusher, which was also in the other part of the toolkit, Universal Solvent, Night Market Guard, Destructive Tampering, Foundry Assembler, Life Crafter's Gift, so we're moving on to uncommons here, Outland Boar. One of the interesting things about the packs is we're seeing a lot of these sort of 2-colour like draft indicators or draft artifact indicators. Reverse Engineer, Battle at the Bridge is our rare. X and a black sorcery, improvise. Your artifacts can help you cast this spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. You gain X life. We have a forest in here. Oh, and there's because of course energy was in that set, so we've got an energy reserve card. And finally, Forsake the Worldly. Oh yeah, lots of cycling in this set, of course. Compelling Argument, Dune Beetle, Ornery Kudu, Cradle of the Accursed. Oh, there was some deserts in this particular set. Oshra Cultivator, Electrify, Painful Lesson, Slitherblade, in Oketra's Name. Oh, we had one of these in the main toolkit actually, because there was that black-white zombies. Oh yeah, these cards. Onward Victory. So there's a part you cast, and then there's a part you cast from the graveyard, which is the Aftermath one. Avon Wind Guide, white. Another one of these white. Another one of these multicoloured cards that gives you clues about, you know, archetypes in the draft format for this particular set. Shepherd Monitor. Oh, excellent. That's cool. So we've got as you know, I'm always pleased when, at the very least, we get a legendary creature somewhere along the line. It's always nice to get, you know, mythics, rares, and obviously invocations or whatever they're currently calling them. But I'm always pleased if I get some sort of legendary creature, if nothing else. So Hepatra, Vizier of Poisons, black, green, 2/2, legendary creature, human cleric. Whenever Hepatra, Vizier of Poisons deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Whenever you put one or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, create a 1/1 green snake creature token with Death Touch. Swamp, and one of these sort of promotional cards, self-promotion cards. Okay, so there you have it. That's the toolkit. So that's our 285 cards that we got in there. There's some interesting pulls in the boosters. I think one of the things that I like about, I mean, with the products, I think you know my favourite things, and you know some of that is biased by the pulls I get on them, is the fat packs. There's something about having like 10 packs and using that card pool. But I do like the toolkits, and I think one of the reasons is there's lots of stuff in it. So you have these sort of semi-random elements. You know, you've got obviously for me, I don't really need much more, but you get the lands, you get the sort of meat and potatoes stuff in here. But then you get these 4 packs, and you know there's that random element which is always nice. There's nothing quite like obviously opening booster packs. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Bye for now.